You women who disrespect men and expect respect in return. Sit on it and rotate, because you do anyway.
So fuck off. Or grow up.
Stop looking at me. I don't want your looks. I don't want you watching my screen. I genuinely want to block you. As you take... What is she doing? She's looking at me in some way, shape, or form, just to say that she can. You're going to get kicked out. I'm going to call the police and let them know I'm abusing you.
Welcome to the James Saroka files. I'm going to start this video off with a trigger warning that if you are somebody who is sensitive to issues that involve verbal, physical, or mental abuse, that there is a lot of that in this video. I randomly found this guy through Twitter. I saw a Twitter video posted. I retweeted it because I wanted to know more context about the video clip. And then out of the clear blue, this man by the name of James Saroka, tags me unsolicitedly on Twitter, calls me a clout chaser. I reply, and then that domino effect occurs where everybody starts noticing things that he does, has said, and posted online, which in turn turned me to dig down this rabbit hole, because this guy is a self-proclaimed Periscope celebrity who's been live streaming his relationship and all of his personal problems for the last 5 years on Periscope, which is a live streaming feature on Twitter. I think it's important to highlight that before we jump down this rabbit hole and you see all of this deplorable stuff that you're about to see on video, that we take a quick glimpse at his Reddit thread where he started a quote-unquote non-profit organization called Feet Peace. Born into the cruel and unforgiving streets of foster care, young Jimmy overcame the slums, overcame the norm, and overcame life. In this story, Jimmy reveals how he leaped over all obstacles, how he can scrap for survival, how he destroyed legends and smashed records, how he outwitted all the people, and how when he stood in the face with God, he told them, "I believe you're in my seat." So don't go anywhere, because like all men in myth and legend, Jimmy strives for the betterment of humanity. For the first time, Jimmy reveals his secrets behind the birth of the one, the only, Feet Peace. Super Hearts brought us delicious fried chicken, Jesus brought us party tricks, and now James Saroka brings you the VIP pass to perfection. Jimmy Saroka is a great poet, savior, leader, actor, director, editor, icon, idol, motivator, doctor, scientist, debater, politician, inspiration, geologist, historian, role model, human being, and now a storyteller. He is the creator of his life as he longs for the betterment of all people. If you follow his advice and implement his ways and strategies, details his words into your life, you will find that your life's length and quality shall vastly improve at a rapid pace. Now please just take into mind what I just read to you. With all the things that you're about to see in this video, your jaw is going to be dropping because this only gets worse and worse. This is the Onision 6.0. This guy has like hardly any following, and he's been online documenting and live streaming every aspect of his life for the last 5 years, including the fraudulent scams, the abuse, and him taking advantage and using and sucking off and leeching off of other people.
You can hit me. That's somebody just said. You can hit me and get away with it. It's true. Go ahead. It's not appropriate. No, it's not. Not on screen or off screen. But you think the moment the screen comes off, it's okay to behave however you feel like it. I'm not convincing you to stay anymore. I am begging you to leave because we should be outside enjoying the day right now.
I like that a lot.
But you think that happens before we make a plan. We just wing it.
Made a plan.
Nope. What do we like to do for fun? Well, I like to go outside and do things, and that's why I do them. But I'm here with Katie because Katie doesn't enjoy doing that.
I do enjoy doing that!
Then maybe you should plan with me because there's two of us, and this Feet Piece thing is not just yours or mine. You are in a cycle. I'm not abusing you anymore. You are done putting me in a position of control where you get to abuse me like your father in his privacy. Fuck you. You can say fuck me too all you want, but that's all you're doing is trying to fuck me. So fuck off. Or grow up, because I deserve better. And you're going to do better, you're going to be better, or you're going to fuck off. And join all your poor asshole friends who are crazy motherfuckers who want their pills, their welfare, and their Walmart food. Got it? Laugh all you want. You think I'm sabotaging myself. I'm not. I feel bad for them. So I'm going to give them a life that they can be entertained by because I care. While you just shit on me like they do. You deserve to be poor. You're not in a position to execute because you just want to avoid the facts, let me talk, you be quiet, and then pretend like I've abused you because you think you've won right now. And you're a fucking idiot because you have definitely not won. We have both lost. That's not winning. Haters know that. I will be my own fan or my own hater. No one else is going to do the job for me better than I can. So fuck you again. And you're choosing to be a victim. So go be a victim. You don't belong here.
So what you're witnessing here is very, very common on his live streams with his girlfriend, Kaitlin. Kaitlin was a very, very religious girl who got suckered into a relationship with this James Saroka guy. And he ostracized her from her religious family 150%. Now, I did talk to the mother of Kaitlin, and she asked me not to share what she said, and I'm going to respect that. But all I will say is that James Saroka has manipulated and emotionally and verbally and physically abused Kaitlin to the point of where she's stuck in this relationship with this insane, psychotic man who live streams every aspect of his life to his small amount of viewers, begging people for money, donations, and food. James Saroka literally lives from Motel 6 to Motel 6. Go in the catalog of his old videos, you will see that even his most recent video on his YouTube channel, which, ironically enough, when he tagged me on Twitter and I responded to him, he went back on his YouTube channel and scrubbed every single one of his videos and live stream after interacting with me because he found out that I was compiling and making a video response to him. Combined with that, he did the same thing on his Twitter. He was replying to Repzilla, replying to me, replying to my girlfriend, replying to a bunch of people. Anybody who asked him to clarify or wanting more context, everything, just block, 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 delete, 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 delete. Like, this guy's on damage control because after 5 years of constant abuse of everybody around him, bigger eyes are seeing him for what he is. This guy is a psychotic, manic, and I'm not a professional, but in my personal opinion, there's some narcissism here that stems beyond a lot of what I've seen on social media. This is a common trend, though, how he treats his girlfriend publicly, saying things like, "You deserve to be poor," constantly berating her, but it gets a lot worse than this.
Josh, the people who ruined my life, Judge Conahan, I'm going to pay for all of them on purpose. That's not sainthood. It's called logic. Give it to me. It's mine. It's my life. It's mine. Because I'm not looking for sainthood. I'm looking for mastery. Mastery that I already have within myself. I want to pay for their sins, since nobody else will. I'm already being punished, quote unquote. I make my own punishment. That way no one else can punish me. That's what smart people do. Make your own punishment. Or realize that there's no punishment to be had. Because people just do wrong. That doesn't make them wrong.
Who speaks like this? This is not a normal way to speak, and this was directed towards Kaitlin. One of the common things you're going to see in all these videos, and hundreds of more, which I'm going to be linking because he's deleted so much stuff frequently in the last day or two, is that more often than not, Kaitlin is either off-screen, and he's yelling, screaming at her, calling her a liar, saying that she's mentally insane, all the while pompous-ing himself up as being this logical, truthful, honest guy, somehow a saint who runs this non-profit organization called Feet Peace, the most positive community in the world, which, let me just tell you right here, is actually a scam. This is not real. He's using that as a means to funnel, and not funnel, but garner donations from people who are gullible and vulnerable enough to actually think that he's legitimate. You can't start, it's not a non-profit, by the way. There's no non-profit of the organization. It's a bogus organization that he tried to start up. And he masks it as the most positive community in the world, which is ironic because there's so many of his live streams where that's the exact opposite of what he does. I mean, you're on camera admitting, smiling, and smirking at the fact that you physically hit your girlfriend, and what's his excuse and justification for why he hit his girlfriend?
Things no one needs to judge. I appreciate that, but I hit a woman. So it's kind of like forgiveness is a necessity. The reason I did it was because I had worked so hard for what I had here and everything that I built. And the reason I crossed that line is because Kaitlin had lied so heavily to you guys on screen to protect herself and was willing to throw under the bus people who I was throwing under the bus with her on a level that was inappropriate. And then when they came screaming in the window, I couldn't figure out why. And then I'm getting blamed for it. And I'm probably still getting blamed for it. And now I know that I don't have the whole story. And that just really upset me. And so we got in a tussle. And it was
one of the things you'll find often from James Saroka is the level of manipulation or gaslighting. Someone will ask a question and he words it and phrases it in a way that always makes him look innocent. Like, I've been attacked by people. I have felt attacked even in my personal relationships by people who are close to me, but never have I ever laid a hand on somebody physically. And even if somebody did I know personally tried to come at my audience or even lied about me, because I've had people lie about me. Everybody's had people lie about them. Whether it's a lie, whether it's true or not, it doesn't justify physically hitting somebody, ever. There's no excuse for physical abuse. Like, I'm not even gonna go into the reasoning on why physical abuse is not okay in a relationship. But the fact that it matters, he doesn't take this seriously at all. And one of the things you're gonna often find from James Saroka is that he refers to his past, like, I'm moving from my past, I've come out of my past. Well, this all happened literally like a couple months ago. This stuff isn't new, but he acts like his past was like 10 years ago, when the reality is all this stuff is so fresh and new, and it's ongoing still right now with the videos and live streams that he's doing.
No, hitting didn't occur this morning. No, it's been happening over the last couple of months between the two of us. I'm not angry. That's it. I know I seem angry. I'm stern. I'm standing up for myself. Anger is when you lash out at somebody. This is not me lashing out. It may seem that way, but pay very close attention. You've seen me have breakdowns before. I know you have. Pay attention to how I'm taking this very seriously, right? There's a difference between just outright mania and me taking this seriously. This is very serious. No hitting has occurred today. Absolutely not. No hitting has occurred yesterday. I don't believe. I don't remember. Did you hit me? Did I hit you yesterday? Yeah, we hit each other yesterday. How about today? Not today. Nope. But here's what I'll say. This isn't an act. This is officially drama. A big burning ball of fire that I have created on purpose.
In your own words, before you mock me like a parrot to make fun of me because you think it's funny, but you're fucked up. Tell the truth or get the fuck out of my house. Yep, look like it. Go ahead. You compose yourself and let me know when you're ready to be an adult and not look like a fucking abused patient that you're not. Because this is a conversation between two adults on screen. You don't see an attacker when you look at me. People feel bad for you. They want your pain to end or your life to begin. And they're ready to choose for you. But nobody can choose for you because you're an adult! Stop looking at me. I don't want your looks. I don't want you watching my screen. I genuinely want to block you. As you take... What is she doing? She's looking at me in some way, shape, or form just to say that she can. You're going to get kicked out. I'm going to call the police and let them know I'm abusing you.
I'm in it for the big bucks, kid. Victimization doesn't make you the big bucks. Shut up.
Don't tell me to shut up.
So go ahead and stand up to me. Take the screen, Katie. Do what your father did. Take it. Just take it. Just keep taking it, like his father. Like your uncle. Keep taking.
Talk to people.
She's not acting. She's trying very hard not to act right now. This is the society that we have created with our traditional jobs, with our traditional education, with our man-driven, women-suppressed society. Because it's not grooming, it's not manipulation, it is regular life.
Because that's what traditional, quote-unquote, traditional women do. They screw over the man while the man tries to screw over the woman.
And she doesn't believe she deserves to be equal. I told her she wasn't, so what did she do? She listened. Equality means this belongs to me. How on earth is that equality? Explain that to me. Explain to me how I'm supposed to tell her that we're equal here. How? Because the second I tell her we're equal, she takes that as, I am a master feminist. I shall destroy men.
You women who disrespect men and expect respect in return. Sit on it and rotate, because you do anyway.
She looks scared. She is scared. She's scared. Kate, are you scared of me or them? More scared of them. She's only a little scared of me because she's starting to realize she no longer has a reason to be scared of me. She gave me a reason. Pulled into foster care, it's over. You guys were pulled into my atmosphere because I was responsible enough to say, my life is worth it, and I am going to pay for the deficit of everyone, including you, them, Josh, the people who ruined my life, Judge Conahan. I'm going to pay for all of them on purpose. That's not sainthood. It's called logic.
All right.
You guys think you're so tough. Let's talk right here, because I'm not being fake. I'm trying to be respectful to healthy people. I will simply sit here and take your shots as you think you're so smart and special and mature that you are the adult in the room, as you drag everyone into the past because you can't handle it. Well, guess what? I will sit in the past with you, and I will pat your butt and coddle you until you're ready to move forward, because I care. It is not my job to answer to someone else gaslighting content that was inappropriate behavior from the past, and then continually bringing it into the future, and then boosting it up to people with more subs just to get it out in the open and try and get more people talking about the negative. So I'm going to let you know that I've changed, but I am here for you, and I will happily take this on if it means that I can heal the people who are taking my past mistakes and hurting people in the present with them. You let me know. Because that stuff did not happen in front of you initially, and someone else putting it in front of you is just their way of hurting you.
No, James, I don't want you to be there for me. We all know where that goes down, as I'm going to display a little bit later. This was initially posted and live streamed, the things that you've said and did. You accuse people of, like, trying to take you out of context or, like, gaslight your mistakes when we're actually not doing that. The amount of channels that are dedicated to re-uploading your live streams that you've tried to delete by things that you say is astronomical. And I have a couple of those YouTube channels linked down below. Chronicleize all of his content and upload a lot of his stuff. I'm telling you guys, there's probably over 50 hours, if not more, of footage of James Saroka saying horrible things, doing horrible things, scamming everybody in his path.
3 years ago, almost 4 years ago, there was a girl who was really trying to solicit me into buying her premium Snapchat. 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago, there was a girl, and I wouldn't do it. And I was nice to her, and I was nice to her, and I got to know her, and we became friends. And she sent me $700 for food when I was homeless in the past. And if we don't find a way within 24 hours to figure out just one more month of rent and one more month of food until my next paycheck, but I wouldn't accept her premium. I am an honest guy. So ironically enough, I'm going to turn and ask if there are any of you women out there who do premium. If you're willing to help, this isn't going on my. Do me a favor and don't put this somewhere else, because it's really hard for me to ask for help. But I've asked for help out in the public everywhere. This is only going on Snapchat. Nobody else is seeing it. Any of you girls out there that do your premium Snapchats, if you got a couple extra dollars to spare to help us just with food, and we don't judge you. I've never judged anybody, and because I have just been so angry at people that hurt me, I now have nothing. And so I'm asking you for help so that I don't have to lose the relationship I have with my girlfriend, and that we don't have to go homeless, because we will have to by tomorrow. Your help would be appreciated.
Imagine being that pathetic to beg specifically people who do premium Snapchats for money when you're constantly on display verbally and mentally abusing your girlfriend. And this was just posted less than 3 weeks ago on his Snapchat, mind you. So despite the fact that he tries to present like everything's okay, the reality it's not. I can't even imagine the amount of stress that his girlfriend Kaitlin has to endure by being with somebody like this who constantly solicits for other people to pay for everything himself. He talks about not being a judgmental person, yet he labels anybody who's gay as somebody who has severe mommy issues. That doesn't really sound like a very positive, peace organization type thing to say to people, that gay men all have mommy issues. Like, why would you even say something like that? It's completely unwarranted.
Guys, I am a straight heterosexual, right-wing, white guy from a farm, that grew up on a farm in agricultural Pennsylvania. All right? So I have my pretenses, but, like, I do love everybody. I can't relate to homosexuality at all. I do not understand it.
For the life of me, I don't understand. All I see is a grown man with mommy issues.
But what's worse about this is Kaitlin's not the only one he's abusing. There's a person he brought into the relationship known as Josh. Josh is someone who's struggled a lot. And James, you know, pulls him into his small little cult that he's running and essentially brainwashes in him and starts speaking for him, thinks for him, and is using him for every last dime that he has. And this is a 42, 43-year-old man who has had a severe struggle and is so easily vulnerable that James sees this and preys upon these types of people.
My name is Jim, this is Josh, Kate is in the bathroom, and we're the Feet Piece fam.
It is official. I am now out of 2 toxic relationships.
Everything's moved on. Everything's positive now, so we've moved on. I know he's moved on from everything, so we're going forward now.
Good afternoon, Joshua Cook. Joshua Cook, were you present for the Periscope broadcast where I reamed you out for a quick minute? Josh makes enough for all of our bills, including my debt, and not his own. He is going bankrupt just to cover my debts so he can help me take care of my life. We all just got in a fight, and it wasn't great. And, you know, Josh threw water at me, I threw water at him. And people were right. I was controlling in the beginning. People were right. Kate and Josh were unhealthy. And the only reason I don't look unhealthy is because of my thyroid problem. I'm overweight because of my thyroid problem, but we are all more or less decently malnourished. Josh, you don't deserve that attention because you want negative attention, and you're 43. All right? We're growing up now because I need to eat, and nobody gets in the way of me eating anymore. Not even your false paycheck. He was willing to become this just to feel important or feel like someone hurt him.
The way that he speaks to Josh, the way that he speaks to Kaitlin in these clips is so clearly demonstrated of how manipulative and evil this guy is. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Josh, Kaitlin, these people actually need help. But this delusional, psychotic madman has full, almost brainwashing control over them. They do. And for the last 5 years, people have been chronologizing these videos and trying to get these people help to get away from him, but somehow he reels them back in every single time. I don't know how he does it, other than the fact that the people that he's taking advantage of are very vulnerable. And he knows that, and he plays upon that.
Grossest thing I've probably ever done is wipe someone
Talking about my... I'll volunteer that. Sometimes I would literally be so exhausted and destroyed. I could not wipe my own blood. Like, I literally could not muster the energy. And then I would get on a live stream. Just to try and make things work. I'm a good guy.
Yeah.
I make some mistakes, but you know what? Literally, I was an invalid. And I would still turn on that camera. And I would act like I would act like I'm okay. Like, I don't quit. Even when I go insane, I don't quit.
Sometimes I would be so exhausted, so destroyed, that I couldn't wipe my own butt. So instead, he forces his girlfriend to wipe his own ass, only then to get on live stream for Periscope minutes afterwards. Now, if this is not a clear demonstration of humiliating your partner in a way to degrade them, I don't know what is. If you're in a relationship and your significant other is like physically can't wipe their own butt, then that's completely different. But this is somebody who all he does is do live streams on Periscope. That's his career. Posts some of his live streams on YouTube. That's it. Does a podcast that nobody listens to. Do you think people find this funny? That you force your girlfriend to wipe your own ass because you're too exhausted? But then you go and get on live. Like that completely... You can't be exhausted enough. Because live streaming is a lot of work, by the way. I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Repzion. You should follow me there. But it does not stop there, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the most enraging parts of all of this. A girl by the name of Dom popped into one of his live streams who expressed that she was struggling and in the hospital with Crohn's disease. And within 24 hours of him interacting with her, he flew out to her, claiming that he wants to help her with her struggle of Crohn's disease. This is while she's in a hospital. He tells her that he's going to make a campaign so she can have her medical bills paid, all the while trying to hit on her in the hospital, kiss her without her consent in the hospital, leave and not give her a single penny for the donations that he received for her medical bills. She saw absolutely nothing.
And so you started, so how did you get on Periscope? Because I don't think we've talked about that.
When I was in, like I said, I had a month-long stay. I was really bored, and I just heard about something you can go live on and people talk to you, so I downloaded it, and I started my own live, and then people would ask questions and start following me and caring about what was going on. And that's why Jimmy got invested in it.
Did you know that he was going to come visit you at the hospital, like, prior? Like, did you have advance notice?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
He talked to me for like a few hours, and then said he was really interested in my story, and then he flew down within 24 hours.
Within a day?
Dear Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so you're sick in the hospital, and you meet him. Did you feel, like, uncomfortable? I mean, I think you probably would, but, I mean, how do you feel? I'm not going to assume.
I mean, he's not the first person that wanted to interview me about Crohn's and spread Crohn's awareness, so I was pretty open about it and happy. I thought it was going to be something good, but it wasn't. I mean, after the second day is when I started getting a bunch of red flags from him, from the stuff he would say.
What kind of things did he say? Like, what was something that you can think of that kind of was just off-putting to you or weird?
Well, after the second day, he helped me with all my social media. I started getting more views than him, and it was just like 300. I'm like, I thought you were famous. So how do I get more views than you? Because he said he was famous.
Oh, he said he was famous.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so he's a famous periscoper that went to go visit you.
Yeah, he said the same thing. I'm feet peace. I spread peace and positivity, and I just want to come help you and spread Crohn's awareness and get you more viewers and help you with your social media. And I was like, okay. But yeah, after the second day, he told me he was jealous of how many viewers I got, and it's just because I'm a woman and I have a pretty face. And then he started getting really jealous about my boyfriend, and then when he was gone, he would tell me that he believes that you should be with more than one person when you're in a relationship, because if you're not, then you don't know who you really want to be with, and like, that's not how I roll. And he literally grabbed me and kissed me without even asking.
Okay.
He just grabbed my waist, pulled me to him, and kissed me. And the door is open, the nurses are around and everything. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna look like a player. I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And,
were you laying in the hospital bed when that happened?
No, I forgot what I walked up to do, but I was walking back to my bed, and then he just grabbed me and kissed me.
So at what point did he leave? Did you ask him to leave? Did you want him to leave?
I wanted him to leave, but here's the thing, like, in my childhood, I've been through so much, and family has done stuff to me, and when I spoke up about it, no one cared. And there's just so much stuff that's happened to me, and no one cared. So, around the time, I just didn't speak up. I just let things slide because I thought no one would do anything about it. And I don't know, it was stupid of me. I should have told him to leave.
It's not stupid. Like, when you go through abuse, and you and I talked like a little bit beforehand, it kind of, it changes you. People get away with a lot more things because you're just used to it.
This particular video, a conversation of fertility, having an egg implanted into a woman who can't get pregnant, is brought up in a live stream. And I want you to pay attention very, very carefully to what James does here and his mannerisms, and see this particular pattern that he displays constantly throughout almost every single one of his live streams with Kaitlin.
He didn't forget. You're just afraid they won't talk about it. You could have just said, I don't want to talk about it. You genuinely didn't remember?
I didn't remember.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about something with food.
Do you want to tell them now that I look like an idiot? I made myself look like an idiot. Will you save me?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, just when we're looking into options for extra cash, that they say, you know, like, oh, you can sell your eggs and then you can make lots of money. But I looked into it, and it is definitely, if you're doing it, it is definitely more than just for money. It is an act of love, because you have to inject yourself with all these hormones to make, you know, I forget the exact terminology, but things in your body like swell up so that they can harvest the eggs, and it's painful, and it messes with your hormones, and it's a really beautiful thing to do out of love, but it's not for me.
Katie.
Yeah.
You're really going to have to learn to stop lying, because you were destroying people with what you just said. You know you lied just through your teeth to protect yourself from people. And you just hurt a lot of people, so we're going to go ahead and shut down.
I would personally not do it, because I don't think it's right to put your body through that.
Katie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go tell people the truth. I'm gonna have a conversation with people about the truth. You know what? You can lie at college, okay? You go lie at college. Say it's because I put you on the spot. Did I make you uncomfortable? Or did I start talking about something that's comfortable to talk about? If you weren't comfortable to talk about it in private, you shouldn't have talked about it in private. Or in public, you shouldn't have talked about it with me in private. Because if you haven't noticed, my life is pretty much public. And I have every comfort to talk about the truth in public. And if you plan to just talk about the truth in private and then lie to them in public, it's going to fuck up their life. You're the one that's okay with that because you want to protect yourself. You're just a narcissist. I'm not doing this shit. All right. So the fact is, they pump you up with human growth hormones, and it totally affects the way that your body operates. So women out there, it's not fair to you. It's not fair to you. And while I fight for her equality, she just lied to your face. And you can say that I'm throwing her under the bus, but I don't even care if that's throwing her under the bus, because I love her enough to not let her lie to you. I'm not going to bring these things up on purpose. I don't want them to be the centerpiece of my content. I definitely love her. I do. And I love myself enough not to let her lie to others using my platform. I worked very hard to have the freedom and the confidence to tell the truth about life. And nobody's going to stop me from doing that, not even Kate. But if Kate wants to lie to protect herself against something that she doesn't need protection from, then what's she going to do when she's actually in danger? I've been hurt a lot too, but nobody cares about that. But I'm going to let you know, I don't need you to care about that, because I'm not in this for feelings. I'm not in this for my own feelings. I do care about my own feelings, but I care about yours too. And I care about you surviving enough to not let someone who is a very, very good liar tell you something that she said the exact opposite offline, saying how bad it was because it pumps your body with those drugs. And then she says to you that it would be a great act of love. Oh my God. I have to be like, there has to be something in myself where I have to admit to myself what I'm getting myself into. I do not want to be here with her anymore. I have mental health issues. No, I don't. I've gone through a lot of culture shock. I've had a lot of crap happen, but I don't have mental health issues. Not like permanent damage type stuff. I have a lot of social anxiety. I have a lot of fear having to do with past experiences, a lot of trauma, but I don't have everlasting trauma. At the moment she's doing that, no, yes, it's not a bipolar switch. It is, I am so heavily in my mind wanting to believe that she cares about the truth as much as I do. I want to believe that. I do want to believe that. But I think the biggest thing is she hasn't gone through as much pain as I have. So I think it's very hard for her to see how valuable the truth is. And so she's still willing to abuse it out of fear.
What is with your infatuation with the truth? The fact of the matter is, what she described is not mutually exclusive. There's nothing wrong with what she said. Whether she told you in private that it's because it puts chemicals in somebody's bodies, whether that's true or not, I don't know. Then she tells people that people who are donating their egg to somebody else, that's an act of love. Like, those are not contradictory things. What she said is true for both. Why does this matter that she told you something in private, but then she told the public something that's also true, that the answer was different? Like, just because you have different answers for things doesn't mean that it contradicts something else. Nowhere did she lie. But here you're going on this tangent, painting her as a liar. This is what you do, James. This is what you do, Jimmy. Oh my God, what a liar. Just a liar. This is insane. She's lying to you. She's not being truthful. Over something this petty? Over a fertility conversation? Like, what are you? You are an evil madman. I can't even imagine the mental gymnastics of this dude, James Saroka, is beyond anything I've actually ever seen. It just shocks me that there's so much cataloged of this guy doing this with Josh, doing this with Kaitlin, doing this with people who ask him questions, people who try to interact with him or are critical of him in any way. This is how he reacts. Another fascinating thing you're going to find about James Saroka is that majority of what he posts is actually fake. He posted this photo on his Instagram story, which if you do a reverse image search, you'll find that this was not his original photo, but he says, I quote, "These all came as one, and I feel like none of them are good possibly. Like it was a troll to get me to waste time to go through them all." And it's a picture of a bunch of gift cards, probably over like 100 different gift cards. He's knowingly lying by saying that these came all as one. Because if you do a reverse image search, you'll find that this photo was posted several years ago. He's just simply taking it off of Google, posting it as his own. Now, he's done this with quite a few other different things, including locations where he's claimed that he's visited. I don't know how this person has been online for 5 years and continues to do behavior and take advantage of people's money, beg for it, live from motel to motel. He as abusive as he is, and somehow just it continues and doesn't stop. I'm already planning on episode 2 of the James Saroka files, because there's more stuff, believe it or not, but this is what I wanted to get out there for the last week of April, since we're all still in quarantine. Awareness needs to be brought up about who this guy is and what he's doing currently right now and has done in the past. There's actually quite a few things that I'm going to be covering in my next video that involve his real mother and father, that involves another fraudulent campaign that he did, and diving more into his abusive, fraudulent behaviors that he continues to exhibit as of yesterday. Please make sure you expand that description box because there's a bunch of links down there. You need to click those, check them out, and watch a lot of this stuff for yourself. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't cover in this video because there's just too much with 5 years of him doing this. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic rest of your week.